The most complex object humanity knows how to build isn't a rocket or a particle collider. It's smaller than your fingernail. It's sitting inside the phone in your hand right now. And the most advanced versions are made in the cleanest rooms on Earth, almost all of them on a single island. It's the computer chip. Packed onto a sliver the size of a coin are billions of switches, each far too small to see, wired together with a precision measured in atoms. And here's the strange part. Your car, your fridge, your shoes are built in factories all over the world. But the fastest chips on the planet mostly come from one place, using machines only a handful of companies on Earth know how to make. So let's follow one. From a scoop of ordinary sand, through the most precise factory ever built, to the phone in your pocket on the map. By the end, you'll understand why the whole modern world quietly depends on one small island. Start with something almost insultingly ordinary. Sand. A computer chip is made of silicon, and silicon comes from one of the most common materials on the planet, the same stuff as quartz and beach sand. There's no shortage of the raw ingredient. What's rare is what we do to it, because ordinary sand is nowhere near pure enough. The silicon has to be refined until it is almost unimaginably clean, roughly one stray atom per billion atoms of silicon. That ultra-pure silicon is melted, and a small seed crystal is dipped into the molten pool and slowly pulled upward while it turns, coaxing the whole mass to freeze into one continuous, flawless crystal. What comes out looks like a giant, shining cylinder of pure silicon. This is the ingot, one unbroken crystal, its atoms lined up in a perfect grid from end to end, and that perfect order is the foundation everything else is built on. The ingot is then sliced, like a loaf, into thin round discs, and each is polished into a mirror so precise that a single speck of dust becomes a boulder. This polished disc is the wafer, the blank canvas. By the end of the journey, it will hold some of the most intricate patterns ever created. Now the wafer enters the strangest, most demanding building on Earth. The fab. A chip factory is nothing like the factories you picture. At its heart is a clean room, and the air inside is thousands of times cleaner than a hospital operating room. That's not for the workers, it's for the chip. The features being printed are so small that a single speck of dust settling on the wafer would bury the circuitry like a mountain landing on a city street. So the people wear head-to-toe suits and filtered air sweeps constantly downward. And here's what actually happens on that wafer. The circuit isn't carved or assembled, it's printed with light. The process is called photolithography, and it works a little like developing a photograph. The wafer is coated with a light-sensitive chemical. Light is shown through a stencil, called a mask, that carries the circuit pattern, and a lens shrinks it down onto the wafer, hardening the chemical exactly where the light lands. Wash away the rest, etch the pattern in, and you've laid down one microscopic layer. Then you do it again and again. A modern chip is built from dozens of these printed layers, stacked and aligned with almost no room for error. But there's a limit to how small ordinary light can print, and the most advanced chips need to go far smaller. So the leading machines use extreme-ultraviolet, a light with a wavelength so short it's almost an X-ray, generated by blasting droplets of molten tin with a laser tens of thousands of times a second, then bounced off mirrors among the smoothest objects ever made. These machines are the size of a bus, cost hundreds of millions of dollars each, and in the entire world only one company knows how to build them. This is why a chip is called the most complex thing we make. The features it prints are now just a handful of nanometers across, a nanometer being a billionth of a meter. We are drawing wires thinner than most viruses, billions of them, without a single one going wrong. Which brings us to the real question. If chips are made from common sand, why do the most advanced ones come from essentially one island? The answer isn't a secret ingredient in the ground. It's something much harder to copy: the ecosystem. A single leading-edge fab can cost more than $20 billion, take years to build, and needs thousands of engineers who've spent careers learning to coax these machines into working. You can buy the equipment. What you can't simply buy is decades of accumulated know-how, an entire region wired for one craft. And that's exactly what grew up on the island of Taiwan, around a company called TSMC. Decades ago, it pioneered a simple idea. Instead of designing its own chips, it would only manufacture them, a pure foundry that builds the designs other companies dream up. That focus let it get extraordinarily good at the single hardest step, and a virtuous circle took hold. The more it made, the more it learned, the better its yields, the more the world relied on it, funding the next, even harder generation. And underneath, it's genuinely global. The machines that print the chips are built in the Netherlands. Many chips are designed in the United States. Some of the purest materials come from Japan. But the single hardest step, fabricating the most advanced chips at scale, concentrated over decades into this one island, where the talent, the capital, and the accumulated precision came together first and kept compounding. By common estimates, the large majority of the world's most advanced chips are now made there, not because nobody else is allowed to, because almost nobody else yet has climbed the same decades-long mountain of specialization. So the wafer is finished, but it isn't a chip yet. It's a platter holding hundreds of them at once. All that printing happens across a whole wafer that carries many identical copies of the same chip, laid out in a grid like tiles on a floor. Before anything is cut, each one is tested electrically on the wafer, and the duds are marked because at this scale, not every copy comes out perfect. Then the wafer is diced, sliced apart into the individual chips, now called dies. Each good die is a bare sliver of patterned silicon, too fragile to use as it is, so it's packaged. The die is mounted onto a base. Its microscopic contacts are wired out to connections the outside world can plug into, and the whole thing is sealed inside the small black rectangle you'd recognize as a chip. That black case is really just the armor and the plug for the precious sliver hidden inside. Packaged, each chip is tested again, and only the ones that pass move on. This final stage often spreads across several countries before the finished chips ship to the factories that build the actual devices. And now the last leg, the one you actually hold. Those finished chips fan out to the assembly lines of the world, and not just computers. The phone in your hand might hold a chip built on that island. So might the car in your driveway, which today can carry hundreds of chips from the engine to the door locks. So might your laptop, your bank's servers, the data centers behind the cloud, even the appliances around your home. That's why a shortage of these tiny parts can stall whole car factories on the other side of the planet, as the world saw not long ago. When so much of the most advanced supply flows from one deep, specialized source, the entire modern economy is quietly wired through it. A switch too small to see, one of billions that began as a scoop of sand and ended as the mind of your machine. So here's the whole journey, lit end to end. It began as ordinary sand, refined into silicon so pure it's almost a different material, grown into a single flawless crystal and sliced into a mirror-smooth wafer. That wafer entered a fab, the most precise factory on Earth, where circuits were printed onto it with light, layer after layer. The finest drawn by extreme ultraviolet, in rooms cleaner than any hospital. The reason the most advanced chips come from essentially one island isn't a resource. It's an ecosystem, decades of talent, capital, and precision compounding around one pioneering foundry. Then the wafer was diced and packaged into the small black chips scattered through the devices that run your life. Billions of invisible switches. A light that barely exists in nature. The cleanest rooms ever built, all hidden inside a part smaller than your fingernail that most of us never think about once. That's the pattern behind almost everything you switch on. The chip looks like nothing. The journey is the most astonishing one in your whole house. Next time your phone lights up the instant you touch it, remember, something on the far side of the world, drawn atom by atom, just did that for you. This is Veyor, where we trace how the modern world actually reaches you. Next, how a water tower keeps the pressure in your pipes steady all day and night. Why those giant tanks stand where they do, and the simple trick of gravity that pushes water to your tap, traced out on the map. If you want to follow that one with us, subscribe, and I'll see you there.